Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Purple Lunar Rose Tarot and Astrology. So tonight today, it's midday, guys. We're reading for all 12 signs for the week of July 6th through July 12th. This is my makeup from last night. My son came in for a surprise visit, and I had to postpone all 12 signs. So I'm hoping that all of you that messaged me are able to catch me live. If not, I completely understand. I will put timestamps in the description box as soon as I'm done. Guys, we are multi-streaming, so we're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok all at the same time. And I think we may not get in trouble over on TikTok today. Hopefully my video is sufficient and they won't yell at us, right? If so be it. Guys, timestamps at the end of the live stream. I am going to fly through them pretty quickly. I do have work this afternoon. It's 4th of July, guys, so happy 4th for those of you that are celebrating. I know it can be a challenging day for many of us, especially due to everything that's happening in the world today, right? But the cosmic influences you're looking at this week is going to be the Capricorn full moon. That's what everybody is talking about. You're going to hear other astrologers talk to you about Uranus moving into Gemini. That is a very powerful transit that's happening. What I will say that's a little bit different than what other astrologers are saying is that I feel Venus coming into Gemini with Uranus is definitely going to take some of the impact or the brunt of the impact and may make that transition a little calmer, a little softer. So don't listen to all the hype you hear. It's not always going to be something horrible or horrendous. Uranus brings a lot of upheaval, but sometimes we need upheaval so that we can get to the goal that's underneath, right? All right, so I'm going to jump right in with Aries. Let's do 212 because I've seen it. So Aries, I'm going to start out energy of the week. And I'm using the Enchanted Soul Tarot. All right, so we have 5 of Wands. So Aries, you are experiencing something that is challenging. But what I will say about 5 of Wands, it's a little on the positive side. Even though this card does represent challenges, it also represents training. So it says you've prepared for something. So you could experience something this week, July 6th through the 12th, where you have to put what you've learned into play, right? All right, challenge or obstacle. We have the 9 of Coins. This could have something to do with your financial independence. We have Ace of Wands coming out as lesson learned to help you with that challenge or obstacle. And then for the outcome areas, we have a victory. I'm getting a little bit of patience, having to wait for something, thinking that something is taking too long. On the bottom, we have 9 of Cups. So these are all very good cards, Aries. It says that whatever this thing is that's challenging that you've been preparing for, you knock it out of the park, right? 9 of Cups, divine wishes being granted. All right, even though I'm going to go fast today, guys, I am going to clarify. We just want to make sure that these are spirit message and not just Rosa's bias, right? All right, let's look at 5 of Wands. Get some confirmation. So Ace of Swords comes out. So what's going to be challenging for you or something that you're going to have to integrate what you've learned could have something to do with clarity, the mind. And I think for Aries, this is going to have something to do with a conversation. Guys, I see you guys coming in. I'm not ignoring you. Everything is just very small and I'm going blind, y'all. So it's just super hard to see, but welcome. I know that this is a little bit of a weird time for me to be live, but I'm just doing a little bit of makeup from last night. All right, Aries, let's look at that 9 of Coins. This is the biggest challenge you're facing here. So this is financial independence. Wheel of Fortune is here, so that's confirmation of the message from Spirit that I was sending out for Aries earlier, where I said that this seemed like it was financial. It seemed like something that was coming in, and you just weren't giving it enough time. You're struggling to be patient. Aries and patience just doesn't go together, right? But the Wheel of Fortune is big confirmation because Wheel of Fortune is good luck, good fortune, things bending in your favor. It's in your challenges or obstacles. So again, it hadn't started yet. It hasn't came. You're waiting and thinking it's not going to happen, something like that. But Spirit says not only is it going to happen, Aries, it's destined to happen, right? That's Ace of Wands. So we have the Six of Wands, which is also the Six of Wands here. So big victory for Aries this week, July 6th through the 12th. Eight of Pentacles is here, big confirmation that this has to do with your job and something that you've been very dedicated to, Aries. I wish I could show you guys the goosebumps. The goosebumps. Guys, I'm the Aries. If you ever wonder why we start out, I guess everybody starts out with Aries, right? But I start out with the fire signs first. That is the strongest energy on my birth chart. And these readings are for my spiritual awakening, right? I'm glad that they help us all collectively, especially this Aries reading. King of Swords is on the bottom, Aries. So it's telling me that there's something to do with conversation, speaking truth, and authenticity. How's the sound, guys? I don't have my headphones in. I didn't want to be attached to the phone. So I hope the sound is okay and you can hear me clearly. TikTok, I'm using my laptop. I see you, Sandra. Welcome. All right, so here we go. Here's some guidance for the week of July 6th through July 12th for Aries. We have two cards came out. Sanctuary. Embrace the need for solitude. Your inner sanctuary calls you. Renew yourself and thrive. Energy comes out. It says life force is flowing. Open yourself to receive the power from within. Here's what I'm going to say for Aries. I think you have been in sanctuary. I think you have finally started to protect your peace. And I think in that time, you could have started circling the mind, worrying about something that hadn't came in yet. It definitely is just energy that you are aligning to or needing to open up to the flow of, right? All right, let's close it out with Moonology. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions, Aries. I think you're definitely overthinking something, and there are some powerful, explosive emotions at the end of the week, July 6th through the 12th. Guys, remember, the full moon is on the 10th. Uranus and Venus make their move on the 7th. So very, very powerful week coming in very, very soon. All right, take time to breathe out. You're going to need that at the end of the week when all this exciting stuff starts popping in. Work through your fears. That's going to be that Eight of Pentacles we saw. It's new moon in Scorpio. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. Nothing will come of the situation. Void, of course, moon is on the bottom. I get this card, Aries, when we're overthinking. So big confirmation. All right, that's going to be Aries reading. I hope that was helpful, guys. I'm going to clean up really quickly. And we're going to move on to Leo. Got music playing in the background. I hope it's not too loud. I hope we don't get in trouble. But sometimes I just need to be able to hear some music, right? Like it gets too quiet in this room. Spirit's like, the better to hear me. All right, Leo, let's timestamp. All right, let's do 8:35. Leo, this is July 6th through July 12th. So we have the Capricorn full moon, which everyone is talking about, coming in on the 10th. But before that, the Capricorn full moon is something we're all going to feel. It's something we're all dealing with. It's definitely where you're finding balance between work and home. But Uranus is going to be the cosmic influence this week, Leo, that I feel is really going to bring a strong shakeup to something. So I would say if I was talking to a Leo, or I mean, if I was talking to anyone, I would ask you, go look on your chart. Where is the house of Gemini? Where is Uranus moving into? And that's going to tell you what's going to impact in your life personally, right? For me, guys, Gemini is my 12th house. 12th house. All right, let's get energy of the week for Leo. We have Queen of Wands coming out. I do see 10 of Wands on the bottom. So Queen of Wands is this energy of imposter syndrome, having confidence in what you're capable of doing. All right, let's look at challenge or obstacle for Leo. We have Knight of Swords. You could be going through some type of breakup. You split away from someone. The Knight of Swords is my clue card for a breakup. It's about being able to courageously and quickly tell someone that they're free to go do whatever it is that they want to do. It could just be yourself, like telling yourself that you're free to go, leave your past in the past, that type of situation. All right, let's look at lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle. Guys, my son is pulling in for his lunch break. We work at the same place, isn't that cool? But he goes in a lot sooner than I do, and he's on his lunch break. He's going to come in, so I'm just warning you, his bull mastiff is going to alert me that someone is coming in the door. I love him so much, and I tell him good job every time, but oh my gosh, he makes my bones like jump right out of my skin every time he barks. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up, right? All right, 10 of Wands comes out. I seen that earlier. So 10 of Wands is a completion. You've been carrying a lot of heavy weight on your shoulders. It's very possible that you just release this weight. In other words, nothing may happen to maybe it's breaking free from whatever it is, but I think it's more of the idea. There's something weighing heavy. It could be on the mind, and it's like you just break free from it. You allow it, you surrender it is definitely kind of the energy I'm getting. And you could feel, Leo, like it's too much for you right now. All right, let's see what the outcome is. What's the outcome? July 6th through July 12th. We have 6 of Cups coming out. Nostalgia, thinking of the past. And it's possible that there's some type of reunion. But the interesting part is that I picked the Enchanted Soul Tarot. So if this person does come back around, do you see how she's sending the ships off? Like she's letting them sail away. It's very possible that if this energy comes back around, whatever it is you've broken free from, you're going to send it off in a much more graceful or peaceful manner. 5 of Wands is on the bottom, so it does tell me, Leo, that this is very challenging for you. You're having to really dig deep for some inner courage to speak your truth and walk away from something. All right, Leo, let's look at it. Queen of Wands. So we have Knight of Cups coming out. So confirmation. It's Knight of Cups, courageous to tell someone how you feel. Knight of Swords, courageous enough to tell someone what you're thinking, right? So it's like you're having to gain the courage. There's a lot of emotions involved with that Knight of Cups as well. 7 of Swords, there's disbelief, there's distrust, Leo. It's very possible someone has, okay, I try to fly through these and sometimes it's impossible. The 7 of Swords, I need to talk about it for a moment. The 7 of Swords is a card that talks about distrust and disbelief, but you guys need to know the story behind the 7 of Swords. You always see the man walking away from the other camp and he has all these swords that he's taken, right? And the point is that he's stolen them. And so it's like you could feel that someone has stolen something from you. Leo, the message that I'm getting is very direct. Whatever you gave them, let's say it was love, Leo, whatever you gave them, Spirit asked you to give it to them in that time because that's what they needed in that time. That's the message I'm hearing. But let's talk about 7 of Swords. So 7 of Swords is, again, a card of distrust or disbelief, lies. And it's this energy that says this man went over to the next camp over and stole all the swords. But let me tell you why he stole the swords, okay? The idea behind the story of the 7 of Swords and tarot and Rider-Waite tarot is that there are 2 camps. And the one camp knows that the other camp is coming when they wake up to kill them. So they stay up all night long instead of going to sleep. And they sneak over to the other camp while they're sleeping and they steal all their swords. Not because they were trying to take something from them, but because they were trying to preserve themselves, because they were trying to save themselves. Does that make sense? So there's an energy here, Leo, where you think someone has distrust, disbelief, lied to you in some way, took something from you. One, whatever you gave them, Spirit asked you to give it to them in that moment. Doesn't mean continue give it to them. It just means that they needed it in that moment. And two, whatever it is you think they've done, you're probably not seeing something clearly. You're probably not seeing something clearly. All right, 10 of Wands, heavy burdens on your shoulders. You know to lay those burdens down. The Strength card comes out, big confirmation. Give it to Spirit, right? 6 of Cups is here. I do feel that whatever this energy is, Leo, it is going to come back around. You're going to be able to send it off again, but in a much more graceful way than you did the first time. And we have 5 of Swords here. There could be some disagreements and battles. I feel like that's what you're trying to avoid, right? Page of Wands is on the bottom. Page of Wands, pages are students, right? So they're not at their fullest potential. And I think that's what you need to have in mind, especially if someone is talking to you a certain type of way, right, Leo? All right. Send them off with compassion, understanding, and unconditional love. Here's the guidance, magical times. You have the humor card. Laugh at yourself, lighten your heart, and let nothing steal your happiness. You have elegance, big confirmation of what I just said. It's found in the beauty of nature, the lotus waiting to bloom. Be the swan on the water and glide. The story with the swan, Leo, is that they look super beautiful as they're gliding across the water. It looks like it's so elegant and easy for them to do. But if you were able to see underneath the swan, underneath that break of water, you would see their little feet just as paddling as fast as they could go, right? So even though it looks graceful, it doesn't mean it's not taking a lot of hard work. All right, Leo, Moonology to close it out. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions. You're definitely overthinking and very emotional. Very emotional. Big confirmation. Emotions are running high. Your commitment's being tested. I promise you, Leo, this is the week where Spirit's going to ask you to be the bigger person. All right, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that was helpful. Guys, make sure to tap that like button for me. Like, share, comment in the live chat. It definitely helps my pay, y'all. It helps my pay. This is how I eat, okay? But it does help us get, more exposure, right? I had a conversation with Spirit this past week about ads and how come I've never been able to purchase ads. And I got a very clear message of why that is. My messages are not for anybody and everybody. And it's very important that PLR is organic growth so that the right people that Spirit draws to me are drawn to me. So if you've been drawn to me for whatever reason and you listen to my readings and they pull at your heartstrings, you're very, very special. And I cherish you very, very deeply. So hit those like buttons. All right, Sagittarius. Sagittarius is next. How's the music in the background? Not too loud, I hope. I see Nama. I love it when you ladies come in, hang out with me all unexpectedly. All right, Sagittarius. Let's do 1922. All right, Sagittarius. So this is the week of July 6th through July 12th. We've been talking Capricorn, full moon. I got a feeling Uranus and Gemini is definitely going to be the thing that people notice the most. Luckily for all of us, Venus is taking this trip with Uranus into Gemini. And I do feel that is going to help a lot of us, right? All right, energy of the week. We have the Three of Swords coming out. I do see Six of Coins, so it tells me that you're going through some type of broken heart. I don't feel this is happening the 6th through the 12th. I feel this has happened, and that's why we see Six of Coins on the bottom. Something about this broken heart needs to be balanced out, Sagittarius. You didn't get something you wanted. It's not even that. This is a weird energy. This is like something that could have been but wasn't, something like that. That energy will be balanced out this week, the 6th through the 12th, right? Challenge or obstacle, we have Three of Coins, so that's confirmation. Three of Coins is the card that talks about teamwork, partnership, people that work together, respect each other. Sagittarius, you're doing something alone and you don't like it. And there's this energy of what could have been. You feel like someone was supposed to work with you, do something with you. Lesson learned. We have Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is being courageous enough to deliver a message about how you feel. And then the outcome for Sagittarius, we have the moon. So Capricorn full moon. This is about balancing your home life and work life. Are you working too much? Do you have a home life? Do you have, like, do you go out? Do you meet people? Do you date? That's kind of what I'm picking up here. My moon is in Sagittarius. No, I don't date. No, I do not go out. I tried it a couple times just in the past week, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm totally good. I'm starting to understand those ladies that were like, I don't need a man. Remember when I first started PLR, and I was like, what's wrong with y'all? Oh, have mercy. All right, let's look at it. Sagittarius, Three of Swords. All right, so a couple cards come out. 10 of Swords and the Star. So again, confirmation that this already happened and you're getting some type of clean slate. You're moving away from this energy. Bright hope for the future with the Star and Aquarius energy. All right, that Three of Coins, Sagittarius. Again, you thought someone was going to do something with you, some journey, some work, some purpose, something, and it's like you're having to do it on your own. We have the Hermit. Ooh, Hermit says that they're doing it still with you, but just not in the physical sense. It's more of a spiritual sense. All right, Knight of Cups, you need to gain courage to deliver a message about how you feel. Five of Cups, so you need to talk to this person. If they're not in the physical, it could be saying that you can have this conversation spiritually, but there's definitely something with this Five of Cups where you're focused on the loss. And that's that balance. Where do we see that Six of Swords? I know we've seen it somewhere. The Six of Coins. That's the balance that you need. The Five of Cups says that whenever a tarot reader pulls Five of Cups, whoever we're reading for is so focused on the loss that you don't see what you gained from the experience, right? And it's going to be something that you're going to carry with you as you move forward towards your abundant future, right? But you can't see it right now because right now you're so focused on the loss, what's gone. All right, for the moon, we have Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is divine wishes being granted. It's getting the things that you want. I'm getting this energy of, I heard the word emotional body. There's definitely this energy of needing to balance your physical world, your spiritual world, your heart, your mind, work life, home life. But it's almost like your emotions are controlling you getting what you want. That's the message. The Hanged Man on the bottom. All right, Sagittarius. Magical times for guidance. Prosperity. Focus on the positive and more good will come. Give thanks for blessings and they will multiply. Prosperity begins in the mind. There's definitely something about your emotions and how you're thinking about things. The Dance card. Find your heart's rhythm. Step lightly and swing with the melody. Close your eyes and let joy lead the way. So big confirmation. Stop focusing on what you've lost. You've gained something from that. And I'm about to say something that's super freaking out there. Forgive me, okay? But let's say, for example, I'm talking to someone, oh my goodness, that has a loved one who's passed away. I know, right? Like I sometimes I'm like, God, do you even know what you're saying? Like, and you're making me say this stuff out loud. But let's say, I don't know, it's a husband, it's a spouse, it's a partner, it's somebody that you thought was gonna do life with you. They're not here physically, but I promise you they're here spiritually. I don't have to promise you, you already know. You already know. So you must know that you have more assistance than you did when they were here physically. I hope I said that right. All right, Moonology to close it out for Sagittarius. Expect powerful changes. It's new moon eclipse. What do you need to release? It's the waning moon. All right, I'm going to leave that right there, Sagittarius. I hope that was helpful. The Hermit, Virgo energy, the Star, Aquarius. The moon is Cancer or Pisces. How we doing, guys? Still doing okay? Sound still okay? She says, I love this reading. I love you, Nama. All right. Water signs are next. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Let's do 2730 for Cancer. So Cancer, this is July 6th through July 12th. I'm a Cancer rising. Where is Cancer for you on your chart? I would recommend correlating this message with that area of your life. Energy of the week. We have Knight of Cups coming back out. I see King of Cups on the bottom. Cancer, you're going to have to deliver a message to your masculine counterpart. That is my clue card for Divine Masculine. You're going to have to deliver a message that is packed full of emotions, and you're going to have to be courageous enough to deliver that message in a very mature and responsible way. All right, let's see what this is all about, Cancer. Queen of Wands, you're lacking confidence. Lesson learned to help you with that challenge or obstacle. Page of Wands, your spiritual awakening. I heard authority, which was interesting coming from a page card. But you could be learning about your spiritual, like you could be at the beginning of your spiritual awakening and you could be learning about your authority. Like, who are you, right? Once we learn who we really are, then we learn about our authority, right? And when we learn about our authority, we don't have issues with things like imposter syndrome or lack of confidence, right? All right, so the outcome for Cancer, we have Wheel of Fortune, Destiny, Jupiter, Sagittarius energy. Beautiful major arcana coming out for Cancer. 10 of Wands is on the bottom. It does say that you've been going through something that is very, it's a struggle, it's a duty, some type of obligation. Something that's been weighing heavy on you in spirit could definitely be bringing you some assistance in that area, Cancer. All right. Llewellyn Tarot. Let's get some confirmation. My little cover fell over, Sandra. I'm going to go get that camera from Sisters for TikTok. Right now, we're on my laptop. I know. I tried to make a pretty background picture that we wouldn't get in trouble with. So far, we haven't, so that's kind of nice. All right, first card to come out is going to be the Knight of Pentacles. So being courageous enough to deliver a message about how you feel, being courageous enough to actually plant a seed, do the work, something like that. So you've been thinking about doing this, but you haven't actually done it. So it's like, this is the week, Cancer. All right, Queen of Wands. Let's see why you're lacking confidence. The Sun is here. The Sun is like something is being, I know the moon is normally like illumination, but there's like a bright spotlight on something. So your lack of confidence this week, like there could be a bright spotlight on something. You need to grow and mature into something, right? And I think it has something to do with this Page of Wands energy, which is about your spiritual journey. The universe comes out, so big confirmation there. The Wheel of Destiny is your outcome. Six of Swords. This is all for Cancer, about surrendering to your spiritual awakening, your journey, following your spiritual guidance, your higher self guidance, your universal guidance, whatever label you need to put there. But this is the week that you actually do what you've been sensing that you've needed to do for quite some time. Quite some time. All right. Guidance for Cancer, magical times. We have awareness. Pay attention to the subtleties. Look with new eyes. There are signs and omens everywhere. Adversity comes out. I feel like these two always come out together. See the gifts in the challenge. One can be taught within the calm, but the greatest lessons are learned from the storms. All right, Cancer. That's why you've been avoiding all of this, because you're trying to avoid the tower. You're trying to avoid the storm. All right, it says you and your loved ones are safe. It's new moon in Cancer. I want to point out this is one of my favorite cards in the Moonology Tarot. Guys, if you're looking for the Moonology Tarot, you can now find it over on my TikTok showcase. I know, right? But you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. Whenever I see this card, this has something to do with your family, your spouse, your children, your mother, father, brothers, sisters, understand that whatever is happening, one, you're being guided by spirit, right? And two, you're highly, highly protected. I feel like a lot of times we don't conversate with people. Like, let's say this is a husband and wife. We don't conversate because we're like, oh my gosh, if I tell him how I feel, then he's just going to get up and leave me. Spirit saying that's not the case. That's not the case. Every time I see this card. All right, a fiery climax approaches its full moon in Aries, and nothing is yet set in stone is on the bottom. All right, I'm going to leave that right there, Cancer. I hope that was helpful. Cleaning up, we're going to move right along. We have Scorpio next. Scorpio is our biggest following at PLR. We have more Scorpio sun, moon, and rising than any other sign. We have Scorpio rising, becoming much more popular at PLR, which I find super interesting, especially when I learned that counterpart energy was also a Scorpio rising, right? Like, how interesting is that? All right. How's your back, Scorpio? How's your back? It's weird, these readings. Sometimes when I'm getting ready, all of a sudden I'll start feeling all this weird stuff. It's like, is that me? Is that Scorpio? All right. Let me timestamp. Scorpio. Have mercy. 35 even. All right, Scorpio, this is July 6th through the 12th. Capricorn full moon. Capricorn full moon is coming in on the 10th. And Uranus and Venus on the 7th. Look at all the cards. You could feel, what's the word? No, that's not what I want to say it. You could feel like things are just kind of all mixed up. Not sure which direction to take. There could be something about needing to declutter. That could be like your personal space, your life in general. All right, energy of the week for Scorpio, July 6th through the 12th. We have 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups is about being patient. It is about options. It's about it's actually about choosing something. And the reason I heard patience is because you don't want to choose something too quickly. That could have actually already happened, Scorpio. All right. Challenge or obstacle the week of the 6th through the 12th. We have 9 of coins. Again, financial independence has something to do with your money. All right. Lesson learned to help you with that challenge or obstacle. We have 10 of cups. Emotional contentment. What it is that you want. Happy home, happy family. You jumped the gun, Scorpio. You jumped the gun. All right. Let's do outcome. We have the sun. The sun is bright joy and happiness and success. So this is going to be the only problem here. This is so interesting. All right, Scorpio, I'm just going to give it to you how it is. Ready? The Capricorn full moon is about balancing home life with work life, love and money. You are very focused on your money. You're very focused on your pentacles, and you could lose out or miss out on some type of love opportunity, some type of happy home, happy family opportunity, because you're so stressed out and worried about these pentacles. That's it. On the money. All right. Let's clarify a little bit. 7 of Cups, Page of Pentacles. Look at that. It's not enough. It's too small. 9 of Coins, 8 of Pentacles. You're focused on money. Big confirmation. 8 of Coins literally means focus. See how he's looking very dedicated, very focused on this pentacle? Focus. 9 of Pentacles is financial independence. You're very focused on money. It's in your challenges or obstacles. So Spirit's not telling you to focus on money. Spirit's probably telling you to have faith. It's challenging to have faith and not focus on money when the electric bill's due at the 10th of every month, right? I get it. 10 of Cups, happy home, happy family. Knight of Wands, you're going to have to be courageous. Courageous enough to do something you're passionate about. Don't want to be reckless at this time, especially in a home situation, Scorpio. The sun is also here. We have the Hierophant. We do have 4 of Wands on the bottom. 4 of Wands is financial independence. It's financial security. It is the 11-11. It is also the twin flame energy. The Hierophant is here. It's Taurus energy. You could be dealing with a Taurus, but I don't think that's it at all. I think Spirit is about to shine a big spotlight on your lack of faith, Scorpio, when it comes to your finances. Bless your hearts. Bless your hearts. All right, here we go. Magical times. 2 cards fly out right away. The Journey card. Focus on how far you've come, not how far you have to go. You will find help in unexpected places. Friendship. Be with the ones who make you shine, who love you and really care. Keep those and let the others go. If somebody's after you for your money, get the heck out of there, Scorpio. You ain't got that much money anyway. Have mercy. All right. The energy is gaining momentum. The waxing moon, believe in the impossible. The blue moon, my absolute favorite card. All right, I'm going to leave that right there, Scorpio. I hope that was helpful. Get out of your head about that money, Scorpio. Unless you're in the millions and billions, I promise you, stressing about finances is not the answer. All right. And I just want to say my back started hurting when we got to Scorpio, which my back's been hurting, but there's definitely this energy of like you can have your back up, Scorpio, about something when it comes to your finances. All right. Just do 40-50 for Pisces. All right, Pisces, July 6th through July 12th. The 7th, you have Uranus and Venus moving into Gemini. But the biggest cosmic influence is most likely going to be the Capricorn full moon. Everyone is going to feel Uranus moving into Gemini um, in a broader way, as the Capricorn full moon will be more specific to you personally, right? All right, so Pisces, Ten of Wands comes out. Ten of Wands is about burden, struggle. It's also duty and obligation. All right, challenge or obstacle. We have Three of Cups coming out. Three of Cups is this energy of third party, too many people involved, too many hands in the pot. And lesson learned, we have Wheel of Fortune coming out. It's been coming out all the readings. I feel like it's the Wheel of Destiny. It is Sagittarius energy. It's things starting to bend in your favor. And then we have Six of Cups energy. Six of Cups is reunion. But again, I'm using the Enchanted Soul Tarot. So the Six of Cups reunion card is much, much different than most of the tarot cards we see, where Six of Cups, a lot of times in Six of Cups, it's just a reunion energy of someone from your past coming back, and you're super excited to see them. You've been very nostalgic and thinking about them and thinking about all the good things about them, right? And the Enchanted Soul Tarot, she's sending all those little ships off, all those little sailboats off, very gracefully, but she is not pulling any of them back in towards her. So there is this energy of someone from your past comes back around, and you send them off in a much more graceful manner. That energy also came up for Sagittarius earlier when we were doing fire signs. So if you have Sagittarius in a major placement, I would check that reading out as well. The Fool is on the bottom. So this is about you going through some type of portal, doorway, some type of new beginning. It's definitely that leap of faith energy, right? And that's what I'm getting with Wheel of Fortune. Like, you know that something is about to change, and the something that's about to change was too many people telling me what to do, or too many hands in the pot, or too many people taking from me. All right, Ten of Wands. So we have the Chariot coming out. Not only are you putting these burdens down, but you're doing it quickly and victoriously. In other words, someone's trying to pull you down and you're not allowing it. Three of Cups is here. We have Seven of Swords. Yeah, you see them for exactly who they are and what it is they're trying to do. Wheel of Destiny, we have Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups says you will get more options and you will get more choices, but there is this energy of needing to be patient, needing to wait for something. And then Six of Cups is letting this person go gracefully. And we have the Strength card coming out again. I feel like the Strength card came out to confirm that last Six of Cups in Sagittarius. I could be wrong about that. Go and check it out for me. But look and see if the point of the message is that it's going to be difficult and challenging for you, Pisces, to release this energy, and you're really going to have to dig into some internal strength to be able to do so in a graceful manner. Five of Pentacles is on the bottom. It says it's okay to ask for help. Partnership comes out. Learn to grow with others. Overcome obstacles by working together. Touch each other's hearts while life lasts. Pisces, for some of you, this could have something to do with a wedding, a marriage, a spouse, cycles. We're all becoming. Surrender to your changes. Release your fear and trust the powerful process. All right, Moonology to close it out. A time for healing, the Bosmic Moon. Prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. This is your confirmation. This just hasn't got here yet. Be bold and make the first move is on the bottom, Pisces. All right, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that is helpful. All right, guys, we're halfway. So we have earth signs and air signs next. All right, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. I am going to do them individually. Let's do 40-40 for Taurus because I've seen it. That's so wrong. 46. 46-46 for Taurus because I've seen it. All right. Starting out the Enchanted Soul Tarot. And I'm going to look at your energy of the week, Taurus. We have Judgment coming out. Strong, powerful card. It's Major Arcana, it's Scorpio energy. And it talks about hearing your calling. Hearing your calling. Challenge or obstacle for Taurus. We have the Emperor, so leadership. Lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle. We have Six of Wands. It's a triumph, pride, victory. It's also recognition. And then outcome, we have Knight of Swords. The Chariot is on the bottom. So it tells me, regardless of what comes out in this reading, the win is already yours. And you can move confidently and swiftly knowing that. But there's definitely this energy here of lack of power or lack of control. And Taurus, you could be noticing something about that and breaking free from that. I'll give you an example. Taurus is my 11th house. It's my friends, community. To say that my inner circle has become much smaller would be a complete understatement, right? So you definitely could be breaking free from people that are no longer serving your greater good. If you're following purpose, Taurus, you could lack the leadership qualities you need in order to be noticed. All right, Six of Wands comes out. So following purpose, hearing your calling, it's not easy. If it was easy, we'd all be doing it, right? The Emperor comes out, Aries energy, Seven of Swords, distrust again, disbelief. You don't believe in your leadership. You don't believe in the power that you have. Six of Wands is here. It's a victory. Seven of Wands is here. You need to protect something. So you've noticed something about yourself, most likely your vulnerabilities, most likely your kindness, the way you see the the best in everyone, something like that. And you need to protect that energy about yourself. Knight of Swords is the Fool card. I do feel like you've broken free from some energy that was definitely draining or taking from you, Taurus. And now you're taking some type of leap of faith as you're starting brand new and maybe with a lot less people in your inner circle, right? The Four of Pentacles is on the bottom. So big confirmation that you've let something go. All right, Taurus, here's some guidance. July 6th through the 12th, we have clarity. Banish the fog of illusion. Open your eyes to the truth. Remember the perfection of who you are. All right, Moonology to close it out for Taurus. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions. Show the world the real you. It's full moon and Aquarius. And conclusions are within reach. It's full moon eclipse. All right, I'm going to leave that right there, Taurus. I hope that was helpful. So we have Virgo next. My North Node is in Virgo. I'm just going to pop over here and take a sneak peek. Nama says Virgo moon. I love it. All right, let's timestamp. Oh, let's wait for it. We'll do an even 52. All right, Virgo, this is going to be for the week of July 6th through July 12th. Capricorn full moon coming in. So for those of you correlating with your moon sign. We also have Uranus and Venus coming in. All right, King of Swords comes out. Ooh, maturity, authority, and clarity. It's analytical. King of Swords, you're going to speak truth to someone in a very powerful way this week. All right, the challenge or obstacle, we have Page of Swords, so you're scared too. Your lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle, we have Page of Coins. You know, you need to start new. There's something here about walking these paths, like I'm seeing these paths in my mind, and you're going down this path that you know you need to turn around and go back the other way. All right, and then the outcome, we have Queen of Wands. This is about gaining your confidence to be able to do what it is you need to do. Four of Wands is on the bottom. Four of Wands is the 1111, financial security, again, firm foundation. That's why you're having to walk away from this. This energy, because the maturity card was the first word on the card. There's some energy that is not. I heard this phrase the other day, Virgo, that said, if you have to tell them to carry the bricks, then they're not the ones to build with. And that's the message I'm getting here. So it's like you're going to have to speak up and tell someone, and again, a very powerful way, that you need to start something new. You need something that's going to give you a firmer foundation. You can't build on something you can't see or believe in. Queen of Wands is about being confident in what you're capable of doing. It's also a word that represents dramatic. I feel like this conversation could be very powerful, very dramatic. All right, King of Swords to Lovers. The Lovers comes out. Surprise! The Lovers, of course, is my clue card for the twin flame journey. So this could be all about talking to counterpart energy, right? Um, Expressing some type of uh, vulnerability, or um, the page energies are throwing me off because the pages are so new to something. This could be the first time that you stood up to yourself, to this person. This could be the first time that you told this person how they hurt you. This could be the first time that you tell this person to stay away from you. All of these things, all of these things. And here's why it's not the opposite of that. And I know when you see the Lovers, you're like, oh, that means we're going to get together, and he's going to be better and we're going to live happily ever after. But no, no, unfortunately, that's a common misconception. The Lovers means that you choose yourself. That's it. There's nobody else. It's just you. All right, Page of Swords. We have Two of Wands. Needing to make a decision, needing to make an important decision, having high expectations. You're worried about having this conversation with this person. That's why it's in your challenges or obstacles. But your lesson learned is, you know that you need to take a baby step, a first step, something that's getting you away. Stop repeating some type of cycle. We have Four of Swords coming out. It's a time for healing. The Queen of Wands, we have the Four of Cups coming out. You need to manifest something. And I think you thought you had to have this energy in order to manifest something. And this is the week where you're going to learn that you can do this all on your own. Eight of Cups on the bottom. Big confirmations. Gemini energy also coming out. So this could happen on around the 7th, when Uranus and Venus are moving into Gemini. All right, let's do some guidance for Virgo. Reconciliation. It says, remember the source of love, a loving action is all you need to begin the process. Reach out with a simple first step. We have power. Call upon the elements. Focus your intentions. The greatest dragon is within you. That's so funny. My counterpart energy used to tell me that all the time. Discernment is on the bottom. Use the truth of the situation. Use common sense. Do not be fooled. Pay attention. Your intuition knows. All right, Moonology to close it out for Virgo. Meditate and contemplate. It's new moon in Pisces. And hold your vision. It's the fixed moon. All right, I'm going to leave it right there, Virgo. I hope that was helpful. Guys, make sure to tap that like button if the messages are pulling at your heartstrings. Make sure to come back and tell me when it happens, or if it's already happened. Sometimes these are just confirmations, because a lot of us feel these energies a lot sooner, right? All right, we're getting to the end, guys. So we're at Capricorn, and then we only have the air signs left. Nama says, I'm loving this. You're reading me like a book today. Some people say that the energy is a lot stronger when the people are live. Like, some people really, really genuinely believe that. They don't even watch it if they can't catch it live. And I mean, I'm not going to say that's true or not true. I would think that it's easier to connect with energies, right? When you're doing the same thing at the same time. But I know that I can also, like, I do these readings, I'm channeling this information. So many, many times I have to go back and watch my own lives. Like I want to know what's going to happen for Aries. What's the lesson that I'm supposed to be, paying attention to. So it's like I have to go back and watch them. And I know I was here and I was doing it, and that's the whole other show to explain. But it's like I didn't really get to hear what it was. You see what I'm saying? So it's like when I go back and watch them, I still gain that same information, that same lesson, and then I'm able to apply it when it happens, right? All right, Capricorn. Let's do 1 minute and 20 seconds. 1 hour and 20 seconds. All right, so this is July 6th through the 12th for Capricorn. Guys, Capricorn, right now it's my least favorite house because it's my house of relationships. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh my gosh. All right, so we have 3 of Cups and 7 of Cups. 3 of Cups, again, third party, too much going on. There's too many people involved. 7 of Cups is about options, choices. You're confused about your choices, maybe because you're giving yourself too many options, and maybe because there's too many people telling you what to do. All right, let's look at challenge or obstacle for Capricorn. We have 10 of Swords. So 10 of Swords says that you're going through a really tough time. It's very challenging. It could even be very painful. It could be emotional. It could be mental. It needs to come to an end. It needs to stop. So Capricorn, what do you have to do to get out of your head, out of the mindset of this is too much, I can't take anymore? And I'm not saying, Capricorn, that it's not too much and you can't take. Okay, remember, this is my 7th house, relationships. So for me, being in relationships right now was too much for me. Like I even tried to go out on a date. Like it's too much. I can't. It's outside of what I am capable of doing at this time in my life. So I just removed that. It's no longer a problem for me. You see what I'm saying? I'm just not going to go try to date right now. Now I don't have to stress about that. Now I don't got to worry. Is somebody cheating on me? Is somebody lying to me? Is somebody doing drugs behind my back? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to worry about that anymore. So I'm not saying that it's not a problem or that it's not painful. I'm just saying if you find yourself in something that's causing you 10 of Swords type of pain, remove yourself from that situation. If it's you overthinking something, stop thinking about it. Remove that option. For me, dating is no longer an option. You see what I'm saying? Now I don't have to worry about it anymore. Lesson learned. And I'm not saying it's going to be like that forever, y'all. But you have to do what you have to do in order to be able to survive, to thrive, to move forward. And you're not going to be able to do that if you keep repeating the same shit. You know what I mean? Like, all right, 3 of Coins is here. This is lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle. 3 of Coins says it talks about partnership. It talks about respecting people. It talks about working with other people. And it could say that someone's coming in to work with you. You could also say that this is not a physical somebody. This is a more spiritual somebody, right? All right. And then the outcome for Capricorn, July 6th through the 12th, we have 2 of Swords. Confusion, choices, stalemate. Capricorn is so stubborn. So stubborn. So I want to be like, oh, Capricorn, you get spiritual help and you remove yourself from that issue, or you remove that issue from your environment, and you're good to go. You continue on your healing path and your healing journey. But you don't. But you don't. You're stuck in the confusion. You're stuck in the I'm not going to make a decision. Here's something else, Capricorn, I've recently learned. Ready? There is no wrong. There's no mistakes. Okay? Like our soul came down here to experience a human life. Shit is up and down for humans all day, every day. If we were like worms or something, then our day would be the same all day, every day, right? But we're not. We decided to be humans and we decided to come down here and have human experiences. And because we have human experiences, we have emotions, and that shit takes us up and down every single freaking day. If you think that like having spiritual awakening means you're going to be happy all the time, or you're not going to have any problems, or that's all bullshit. Okay, it just helps you deal with the problems that you have, with the ups and downs of life. That's it. Two of Swords says you're choosing to stay in this mental anguish. And this is painful. Like whatever this Ten of Swords is for you, Capricorn, like it's hurting me. It's painful. So why? Why would you choose to dwell and stay in that energy? That doesn't make sense to me at all. The last word on there is indecisive. What decision do you need to make once and for all? The sun is on the bottom. Enlightenment, joy, happiness. Closed heart is on that Two of Swords. So I don't know. I mean, I want to have compassion. I want to come out here and be like, you know, I love you, Capricorn. Everything is going to be okay. But if you're choosing to stay in this stalemate, closed heart, indecisive energy, head in the sand energy, it even says that on their head in the sand. You can't make this shit up. But it's like, if you choose to stay in this energy, I can't help you. What are you going to? I can't pull any cards out of here that are like, this is okay. Denial is on there. Come on, Capricorn. The universe has a message. Wow. So maybe it's not third party. Maybe it's spirit, right? And I felt that with that Three of Coins. Like you have help, but see how there's no physical person on that picture? So it's like you have spiritual help. Five of Pentacles says it's okay to ask for help. Capricorn, get your head out of the sand. Stop pretending like you know everything. Stop pretending like you're the biggest badass there is. You are the biggest badass. That's the thing that gets me with this Capricorn energy. Because if you look at all the signs, okay, all the signs have different benefits to them, okay? Aries can burn shit down in a heartbeat. If you want to get rid of something, go find you an Aries, okay? Capricorn is loyal, dedicated, faithful. They will get the job done at all costs, okay? At all costs. Sometimes even at the loss of their self, right? Like they deplete themselves giving to other people. So you're literally the strongest, the most physically capable is the Capricorn. So if I'm Capricorn and I'm constantly helping other people, and I'm constantly giving to other people, and I'm constantly working for other people, when the hell am I going to replenish my own? When is it okay for me to go, oh my God, I gave too much away and now I need help. Now I need things. Three of Coins, you have the Nine of Wands, stubborn energy, doing the same thing over and over. That's a head in the sand energy. You keep doing it over and over and over and wondering why you're so tired, wondering why you're so depleted, wondering why no one's ever there for you when it is that you need something. Capricorn, I'm right here. I'm right here. Three of Pentacles is here. Three of Pentacles does say that you expect to have to do something on your own. I picked Llewellyn Tarot. Normally, Three of Pentacles, Three coins. Normally, and Rider-Waite, I promise you, there's three people. They're always at a church and they're working together. And the cards that I picked to do this week's readings, we're all doing this shit on our own. But here's the thing: we're not. We're not doing it on our own. God, spirit, the universe, whatever label you need, is here and is more powerful than anything you think some human is going to give you. Right? You're not stuck doing something on your own. Change that mindset. Start looking for signs of the universe. Start looking for signs of God. Start looking for signs of spirit. Whatever freaking label you got to put there, but start looking for it and stop telling yourself that you're out here miserable and doing all of this on your own and no one's there for you. That's not true. All right, the strength card comes out. You have the courage. You can endure. Find your center and spiral into your power. Take your power back. I'm talking to Capricorn that is letting their power just go out the window. I don't know why or for who or what reason, but it's like call that power back. Mercy, let compassion fill your world. Offer kindness to all living things. What you give, you also receive. Healing is on the bottom. Bless all in need of healing, hope, and love. Spirit grant us strength and wisdom and guide us to the path of wellness. I don't know what happened to TikTok that I can't go look. We're almost done. All right. I feel like I forgot to pull Moonology for Capricorn. Time to take action and be bold. Make the first move, Capricorn. All right, so we have Gemini next. Sandra, thank you for helping me over on the TikTok. I left the page for too long. I know, right? What the bleep? Got Scorpio. I hope we got the Scorpio reading over there. I'm sorry, y'all. I boo-booed. And it wasn't our video, so it's not even TikTok's fault. It was totally my fault. It makes you like stay there for a certain amount of time, and if you go away from the screen, it shuts it off. Like, dang it, I forgot. Michelle Khan on Facebook. Hello. Nama says, I love it when you get on that tough love. I love you, Rosa. I want you to know that's why people hate me. That is the very reason that people hate me. I promise you. It's only the people that like understand we're not perfect and we all have healing to do and we all have shit to do, and being told and enabled, like being told what we want to hear and being enabled is not helping us get anywhere. It's only those people that are like, I love you, Rosa. Everybody else is like, that winch. Jenna, welcome. All right, now I can see you all because I can close the TikTok. I'm sad though, y'all, because TikTok pays me the best to live stream. But at least now I can see your guys' comments. All right, so we're on air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini is going to be intense because you have Uranus and Venus coming. I'm not sure about Libra or Aquarius. Aquarius might be exciting because Nama's with us. Aquarius is my eighth house, Nama. It's one of my least favorite. And eighth house, in case you guys don't know, is normally ruled by Scorpio. Nine of Wands just flipped out. So somebody in here feels like they want to give up. They're tired. They've been doing something for a long time. Could have even recently hurt yourself, like physically. But it's definitely, the message is Nine of Wands and Two of Wands. So the message is definitely like, don't give up. It's almost here, whatever it is. I don't know who that's for. It could be Gemini. Who knows? All right. Let's timestamp. Let's do 1/16/11. So Gemini, this is for July 6th through the 12th. You have some very powerful energy coming in with Uranus and Venus on the 7th. Venus visits your sign all the time. Uranus, not so much. So it's been quite some time. I can't remember how long. I want to say it was like 86 years. I could be wrong about that, but it's been a long time, right? So Uranus coming into your sign is very impactful. It definitely says that there will be some type of upheaval. You're not going to be able to get away from it. Again, I wish I was one of those tarot readers that came out here and was like, you know, everything's going to be great and wonderful and happy-go-lucky, but then that'd just be a bunch of bullshit lies, and then it wouldn't help anybody, right? And I don't know why I'm cussing so much. Have mercy. It's Nama's fault, I think. But anyway, um, the upheaval, whatever the upheaval is that this planet is bringing into your sign for the next however long, is going to take away something that you were trying to build on, but the foundation was cracked. It was broken. And so you just kept trying to build on it, trying to put more, more, more. And now Spirit is going to take that away, and you will build from a new, more solid foundation. That's the positive spin on Uranus moving into your sign. All right, let's start energies of the week, please. For Gemini, we have 7 of Coins. So 7 of Coins, none of these cards are going to be, oh, have mercy. Okay, 7 of Coins is patience, right? So you're having to wait. So maybe those cards were for you that we just saw, where like you want to give up, you want to throw in the towel. Spirit's like, no, you're not done. You got a little bit more to go. But here's the thing about 7 of Pentacles that no one ever talks about. So the 7 of Pentacles shows all these pentacles kind of every which way all the time. I sometimes call it my shit show card. I know, right? But the point of the card is to say that you need to wait just a little bit longer, right? You're almost there. But something about the 7 of Pentacles that I feel like a lot of tarot readers don't touch on is the fact that it means something is already, it's ready for harvest. Not everything, but a little bit of something is already there. So you could potentially start to harvest something. You could feel like it's not enough. You could have a hard time seeing where more will come from. But there should be some signs of something that you've been waiting very patiently for. And you're like, I just want to give up. It's taking too long. Don't do that, because there's going to be something that you can already start to draw from. All right. I like to use myself as an example for these things, okay? My Gemini is 12th house. So for me, this is all about spiritualness, right? Like spirituality, God, spirit, universe, all of that. I'm guided by spirit to do PLR. Like when I make my thumbnails, when I make the videos, when I do shorts, when I pick the song, when I pick the colors, the videos that I use, I'm guided by spirit. I go, I look until I hear spirit say, this is it, this is the one, this is where you need to use, right? So there are times in this journey where I want to just quit. I want to change my name to Lucy and I want to move to like Canada, okay? I think about it often. Like I visualize often about just like being somebody nobody knows, right? And just moving somewhere that I've never been. In the meantime, everything that Spirit has told me would happen has happened. We got the YouTube monetization. We get paid to live stream on YouTube. We got the Facebook monetization. We get paid to live stream on Facebook. Twitch, we're still fighting, but that was because that was a Rosa thing, not a Spirit thing. TikTok, we got monetized on TikTok and we get paid to live stream on TikTok, right? My issue right now is I don't understand how Spirit expects me to eat off the dollars that I'm making off these platforms. Right? And the message that I keep getting is patience. It comes with growth. It comes with time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's completely impossible for what it is that I'm trying to do to happen overnight. If one of my videos was to fly off, and sometimes the shorts do, what happens is we get a whole bunch of subscribers all at one time, which seems really exciting and super fun, except for the fact that they've subscribed over a shorts that I made, something that I thought was funny, or some quick information about something else, and not about the spiritual awakening that I'm experiencing. So then they start watching because they subscribed, and then they start seeing that I'm talking about a specific type of spiritual awakening that they're not having. And they don't know what I'm saying. They don't know the words I'm talking about. When I say thing like twin flames, masculine, purpose, spiritual awakening, they don't know because they're not having these experiences, right? And that's why it has to be organic growth. But do I still get paychecks? I just cashed one this morning. So you see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't mean that it's not going to be there in the future. And it doesn't mean that there's not something you can't use right now. But the everything, the final product, that I made it, is not here yet. Don't give up now because you're super close, right? Do you see it? All right, that's Gemini. All right, the Magician comes in for challenge or obstacle, so trying to manifest something. I got the message very clearly. As above, so below. As within, so without. If you want something on the outside, you need to start feeling it and seeing it on the inside. In other words, if you're like, I want to manifest abundance. I want money. I want to be able to buy homes for my children. I want us to live on one big piece of property. I want to, and if you're inside internally going, life sucks, everything is shitty, money only goes to mean people, if you're saying shit like that, then your inside is not matching your outside. Does that make sense? All right, lesson learned to help you. The World card is here. The World card is telling me that you have opportunities. You need to maybe explore new opportunities as well. And then we have Queen of Wands. You could be feeling like you're not confident enough to explore new opportunities, or you could feel like you have some type of imposter syndrome happening. And you're not ready to do whatever the new thing is. And Spirit saying you're ready. 9 of Cups, divine wishes being granted. Not only are you ready, if you want the wishes to come true, if you want the manifestations to come true, then not only does the inside need to match the outside, but you need to be confident in who you are and what you're capable of doing. All right, Gemini. Let's look at it a little closer. 7 of Coins. Being patient a little longer. There's definitely something you can harvest here, but don't over harvest. Don't over pick. That's another message that comes out with 7 of Coins. We have the Star and the Death card. So just the biggest confirmations you can get here. The Star, bright hope for your future, a clean slate, being able to start anew. The Death card, putting something to rest, closing out something, an old chapter. There's definitely a death and rebirth that you're going through. And most likely you're in the middle of it and you want to be out of it. Of course, everyone does, but there's still work that has to be done. The Magician is most likely the work that has to be done. Your insides have to match the outside. What you want in the 3D has to be the same thing that Spirit wants above. Do you understand? Knight of Pentacles is here. Spirit wants you to get to work. Spirit wants you to do the work. And I'm not talking about your 9 to 5. I'm not talking about working for the man. I'm talking about your internal spiritual healing work. All right, the World card says that there's opportunities here for you. 10 of Swords is here, completion to a painful life cycle. Queen of Wands, Ace of Swords. You need to be confident in yourself and you need to communicate it to yourself in a way that shows Spirit and the universe that you are confident. If you're out here trying to do like mirror magic, telling yourself in the mirror that you're beautiful every day before you go to work, but inside all day long, you're telling yourself, you can't say that. I can't say that. I can't tell them that. Oh my God, I'm going to make somebody mad. Stop doing that. Stop. It's my job, literally, as this person to read these cards, having this spiritual awakening, sharing my awakening with you, to talk as much shit as I can so that I can grab your attention, so that I can make you do something different than what you've been doing. That's literally it. Queen of Wands on the bottom, more confirmation. All right, let's do guidance for Gemini. The Dreamer card, your dreams have chosen you. Find fulfillment in pursuing your destiny. This is the magic of life. Pilgrimage, you are on a journey to your own greatness. Your soul is longing to find the way. Only you can choose your path. Numerology to close it out. Gemini, you're overthinking something. You're impatient about something. And you need to speak to yourself in a much better way. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. A new start is coming. It's so close, whatever this is that you're ready to throw the towel in on. And a new romantic cycle begins. It's new moon in Libra. All right, I'm going to leave that there. I hope that was helpful. I'll tell you what's fixing to happen to Uranus. Are you ready? I'm going to call it. Here's my spidey senses. Uranus comes in and shakes shit up so bad for Uranus that they no longer care and they start speaking their truths. In other words, if there's someone around them that's taking from them and taking from them, and Gemini's just been given and given and given, something's going to happen to Gemini's world that will be such upheaval that they won't be able to keep giving. They'll have to look at that person and be like, nope, you've been taking from me for too long and I'm not giving it to you anymore. That's just a small example of what I believe is about to happen for Gemini. All right, guys, we have 2 left, Libra and Aquarius. Then I have to go get in the shower and I have to get ready for work. We get to have the foam party 2 times this weekend. I'm so excited. Guys, at work, we have this giant cannon where I get to spray these giant bubbles all over the kids for like 30 minutes straight. Best part of my job. Twice this weekend because it's holiday weekend. Satya on Facebook, welcome. I hope I said that right. All right, Libra. Who's a Libra? Where's Libra for you guys? Libra is my 4th house, my home, my roots. My job is to keep the peace in my home, keep the balance. Let me tell you, if y'all knew me or have ever been in a relationship with me, I said it was my job. I didn't say that's what I was doing. All right, let's do it. 1:30. Let's wait for it. 11. All right, Libra, July 6th through July 12th, Capricorn, full moon, Uranus, and Gemini. All kinds of cosmic influences. We have judgment coming out. You're dealing with a Scorpio, 3 of Swords. There's a broken heart, Queen of Coins, becoming your own resource. There's something about this. Outcome, Page of Wands. 2 of Coins on the bottom. You're getting your footing, finding your grounding. You're implementing something you've learned through your spiritual awakening because of this broken heart, but this is throwing me off. It could have something to do with the 2 of Coins. It could be something as simple as you just decided that you're going to start focusing on your finances. Page of Wands could say that you, focusing on your finances. See that? 3 of Wands. But Page of Wands could say that you take this very small step in a new direction. All right, let's look at it. Let's look at the Judgment card. Judgment, Rebirth, Awakening, Calling. We have 2 cards. 8 of Swords and 2 of Wands. Eight of Swords is self-restriction. 2 of Wands is high expectations. Okay, so I should tell you that 2 of Wands in Rider-Waite Tarot is patience. But for me, since the beginning of time, it feels like 2 of Wands in my readings have always told me that I am expecting it to be one way. I think it should be this way. I want it to be this way. So something about your expectations is keeping you restricted, Libra. All right, 3 of Swords, heartbreak, loss, betrayal, emotional pain. We have 6 of Wands. There is a victory. So 6 of Wands is a victory card, but when it falls in your challenges or obstacle, it's very rarely, I didn't realize we weren't even on the camera. It's very rarely a victory. It means that it's more about notoriety, because 6 of Wands is also a card that says everyone notices you, right? So most likely you've noticed something about your broken heart that's keeping you limited due to your expectations. And your expectations are probably of the person who caused the broken heart, right? So like you expect them to come and fix it type of thing, Libra. This is the week where you realize no one's coming to fix it. There's no person riding in on their white horse. You guys see that? There's no knight in shining armor coming in to rescue you. It's in your challenges or obstacles. Queen of Coins says you learn to become your own resource. Now, I don't know if that's about finances or if you just learned how to love yourself. 7 of Wands. Protect yourself. I'm hearing shadow work. So Libra out there could be doing some shadow work. You probably got one of my journals. You got one of my journals, Libra, and you're answering the questions in my journals. I love this. Okay, Page of Wands says you're going to take some type of small step. It's not anything big. It's not anything drastic. Maybe you delete the number, right? Maybe you delete the text thread. Maybe you put the pictures away. Maybe you, I don't know, something like that, right? You have the Moon card. Very emotional, but very illuminating. On the bottom is the Magician. Again, as above, so below. All right, let's do guidance. Sacred space just flies out. I don't know if you guys seen that on the camera or not. Take time for the dreamer in you. Find your power and stillness. In your sacred space is the peace that you seek, and creation comes out. Remember, your thoughts shape your future, your words create today, and your choices become your reality. For some of you, Libras, your choices have become your reality, and you could be questioning whether you made the right choice or not. Again, that's when we get into this. Excuse me. Your soul has a journey. You have something to learn down here. There's no such thing as a mistake. There's no such thing. We're always telling ourselves, like, oh, we effed up. Oh, I made a mistake. Oh, I shouldn't have dated that guy. Oh, I shouldn't have moved there. None of that is true. None of that is true. Your soul has a purpose. It has a journey. It has things it wants to learn down here. And all of that happens so that you could become who you are today. All right. Astrology to close it out. I dropped one. A win-win outcome is forecast. It's full moon in Libra. And confidence is your key to success. That's it, Libra. I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that was helpful. All right, guys, we're down to the last one. Aquarius. I know Nama is excited. Nama, we're going to have to do more lives at noon, right? Like, we're going to have to figure this out. The 8 o'clock was because I was in a relationship. I was in a family situation. And the 8 o'clock was, at the end of our day. So I was able to do all the home stuff during the day. I was able to do my business stuff during the day. And then I would work when everybody was going to bed. We would do the lives, right? That is no longer the case. I'm just saying, that is no longer the case. And then honestly, I just kept the 8 o'clocks just for consistency. You know what I mean? Because we had already been doing that. But yeah, we definitely might have to start changing that up, right? All right, let's see. So it's holiday weekend, guys. So I do not imagine that I will be on anymore after this Aquarius reading. It's the busiest weekend at the resort that I work at, so I just imagine it's going to be some long nights. Monday, not true. Tuesday, I will be back with Love and Astrology, and we'll talk about the week after Uranus. We'll talk about the week after the Capricorn full moon. So that's going to be on Tuesday. Guys, I'm always trying to stay a week ahead. So if you're wondering about what happened this week or you want to check my accuracy, you can always find all of those videos over on my YouTube channel under the live tab. There's nothing that has been deleted from our very first live. You can go all the way back to the very beginning under the live tab on my YouTube channel. And all those videos now have commercials. Yay! All right, Aquarius. Let's timestamp it, 138:18, because I've seen it. So the 8s will be significant. So this is the week of July 6th through July 12th. First thing I'm going to look at is the energy of the week. We've talked about the astrology all night. Capricorn full moon, you're balancing work life and home life. Uranus comes in with some type of big upheaval because that's what Uranus does. Luckily for us, Venus is making the transit into Gemini with Uranus at the same time. Thank goodness. I do feel that it's going to take some of the bluntness off of that energy. And for Aquarius, all of this could have something to do with love. Only because I'm just seeing the word. Very bold letters. All right, Aquarius. Challenge. Wrong. Energy of the week. We have Page of Swords. Student, not at their fullest potential, wants to learn more, but not sure how. This is about communication. Not sure what to say or how to say it. It says written message, communication, ideas, inspiration, and direct. That's how you say it, directly. All right, challenge or obstacle for Aquarius. We have Knight of Cups, being courageous enough to deliver a message about how you feel. And then lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle, the Lovers. I'm talking to someone who's having a twin flame awakening. You've already learned to balance your inner masculine and feminine. You could definitely be around some type of page energy. And you could even be sensing the essence of your divine masculine in that page energy. Just want to point that out. But the point is that the lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle is you have to choose yourself. You have to choose to love and heal yourself so that you can come into union whole, right? All right, the outcome for Aquarius, we have 10 of Cups, emotional contentment. You get what you want, happy home, happy family. Ace of Coins is on the bottom. It says there is a new offer. It's a very big offer. I want to point that out. All right, let's pull some tarot. See what this is all about. All right, Five of Pentacles comes out, Page of Swords. This person may come and ask you for help. If you're not sure how to say something to someone or how to speak up for yourself, it's okay for you to ask for help. Knight of Cups, you need to be courageous enough to tell someone how you feel. Six of Cups is nostalgia, reunion. You could be thinking back on like happier times when things were better with this person, something like that. But that's what's keeping you stuck from being able to tell them how you feel right now. All right, the Lovers, the Emperor, you need to take control of a situation. You probably need to pull yourself out of a situation and you need to pour into your own cup. All right, and Ten of Cups is emotional contentment. Eight of Wands, something happens very quickly, kind of shifts everything. It's almost like we're talking about all of this and you're like, okay, I'm going to stop thinking about the happy times. I'm going to pay attention to what's happening currently. I'm going to take control. I'm going to heal myself. I'm going to pour into my own cup. I'm going to do all that. And then it's like the moment you do that, what it is that you wanted comes in. Bam. All right. Guidance for Aquarius. You could be dealing with an Aries union. You have seen and unseen allies. Draw upon their strength. Join forces with friends and flourish. All right, let me pull Moonology out. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. All right, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that was helpful, guys. Thank you so much for coming in here and hanging out with me. I appreciate all of you so very much. Mama says spot on. I love it. Love it. Love it. All right, guys. I will see you all Tuesday. Everyone, please have a happy 4th if you're celebrating. If not, just know that I don't know, we're all watching fireworks this weekend. That's what we do for 4th of July. And we're all praying that the world gets better, right? Like that's the goal here this weekend. I will see everyone on Tuesday and we'll talk about all the energies after all of these cosmic influences. All right, guys. I love you all. I'm always, always sending all of you abundant love and light on your journey. Have a good night, everyone.